a listener production.
Hey, it's Antoinette Lattouf with the Weekend Briefing, and it's where we hit pause on the headlines and I get to zoom in or do a bit of a deep dive on somebody making waves. And my guest today is a man that can best be described as a man of many costumes. Sometimes it's a chicken suit, sometimes it's Spanx, but whatever he's wearing, media personality Mitch Churi is always unapologetically himself, sharp, self-deprecating and very entertaining. Mitch landed his first commercial radio job at just 19. He went on to work with juggernauts Kyle and Jackie O, and then he had to reinvent himself after being made redundant last year. So in this chat, we talk about his bold new venture, the art of laughing at ourselves, and the terrifyingly wonderful act of starting something new. And later in the show, it's the Weekend List. It's where my producer extraordinaire Helen Smith joins me, and we give you all the tips on what to watch, see, eat, do, and everything in between. But first, my chat with Mitch Churi. Mitch Churi, welcome to the Weekend Briefing.
It's great to be here.
I have so much I want to cover with you. There's so much to talk about with the handsome host who goes on Hot Girl Walks. But I want to wind it back to the beginning, to Little Mitchell.
Yeah.
What was Little Mitchell like? And would he be surprised about where Big Mitch is now?
That's so funny. You know, on RuPaul's Drag Race, have you ever seen it?
Yes, I have.
Okay, when they get to the finale, they hold up a photo of the drag queens as little boys.
Yeah.
And they say to the drag queen, with these ridiculous names, what would you say to little Ben? And it's always this humanizing moment of like, wow, that's that big drag queen, this outgoing person has this backstory of this little baby. And I often think what I would say, and I think Little Mitchell would be really excited by what Big Mitchell is doing, because Little Mitchell would stay up in his room and watch David Letterman on Channel 10 on the old kitchen TV, because we were a family that had a kitchen TV. Then when we upgraded, I got that to my bedroom and I had those little bunny ear antennas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but one had snapped, so like in order it had
put a coat hanger or something?
Yeah, no, duct tape. I had like duct tape wrapped around it, and it would kind of bend, so you'd have to like finesse it to get it, and it would stitch in and out of SBS Naked News, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I loved entertainment and media and TV and radio. So the fact that I'm working in it now, I think you'd be pretty thrilled.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We are going to get to that because that TV type show, late night show, has devolved, whatever, however you want to phrase it, to what you're working on now, which we are going to get to, which is super excited. So you say Little Mitchell would be excited because the things that excited you when you were young, you're doing now. So it's obviously not surprising that you went on to be in entertainment or be in broadcast. As I understand, you were in New York studying theatre and improv.
Yeah.
And then how did you go from being in New York, the land of possibilities, to, as I understand, serving coffee for popular breakfast hosts?
Correct, yeah, for the Kyle and Jackie O show. I moved to New York when I was 19 because I wanted to do theatre. I didn't get into NIDA. I didn't get into any of the big schools in Australia. And I thought, well, I'll just jump overseas and do it there. So I moved to New York at 19 and studied at the Atlantic Theatre Company, which is, Felicity Huffman, she went to prison.
She went to prison for the college fraud?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's her acting school.
That.
Yeah. With William H. Macy, which I kind of love. It's such a fun fact. I think she's out of prison now.
Okay.
She's clean. She's clean.
It's like white-collar crime, white-collar lady crime, rich lady crime.
Yeah, I'm like, a hot take that like white-collar crime is kind of sexy, and, like money laundering should not be a punishable offence. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, like Martha Stewart, that wasn't criminal intent.
Okay.
She traded.
You're like, if there is no blood, it is not a crime.
Essentially, yes. But we can discuss that on the next episode after I get cancelled. And I loved what I would watch Saturday Night Live clips on YouTube as a kid. And I'd watch late night. Like, I obsessed with late night. And that was all in that New York 30 Rockefeller Plaza world. So I thought, well, let's get myself as close to that orbit as I can. That's kind of always been my mantra. Like, get in that orbit, and then you'll be sucked in, or you'll be repulsed and you'll leave. So I did improv comedy at the Upright Citizens Brigade, which is Amy Poehler's improv school. And I was in that world and I loved it. And I was 19 and I was straight, using air quotes.
Oh, okay.
Air quotes. I was dating women.
Yeah, right.
I dated a lovely woman who had a house in the Hamptons.
Like handy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. If it all worked, it would have been amazing. I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be in the Hamptons. I'd be a real house.
So how long were you in New York for?
I was in New York for 8-9 months, and then I went to LA for about 3, so almost a year all up.
What brought you back to Australia?
Money. So it was like I was there for the summer, then the course ran its course, and I had to come back to get cash, and I was going to come back the following summer, right? So have a couple of months at home in Australia for Christmas, New Year, save up, because I was a kid, and then head back. And I needed money, so I got a job on the street team at ARN.
Ah, right.
And
okay, explain to people what the street team is for those, because that's where a lot of people got, and not a lot of people, but many that I know got their into
so
radio.
Many people, heaps did. It's the promotions team for the radio station. So it's the classic story of the big Jeep Wrangler wrapped in station branding, the breakfast host face on the side.
And it's like, come to Concord Oval, meet the team,
Correct.
Get a T-shirt.
Icy cold can of Coke, bag of Smith chips. And I loved that job. Like I thrived. It was so much fun. And I never left. I was there for 10 years after starting in the street team.
Okay, so you came back to save some money, got in the street team.
Yeah.
Then how does the street team bloke get to be making coffee for some of the biggest names in commercial radio?
Okay, 3 weeks. Took 3 weeks. So it was quicker than I expected, but I was if you thought I was insufferable now at 19, it was like just this abundance of confidence and this willingness to get on air and make something work. And in 3 weeks, I started on the street team, and this is when Snapchat was really big. This was pre-Instagram stories. Like Instagram was just a photo editing app at this point. And I was putting stories up on the street team running around.
So what's this, about 10 years ago?
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, 10
years, yeah. And I was posting Snapchat stories, and one of the staff on the Kyle and Jackie O show had a sister on the street team, so she saw my stories and she was laughing in the office. And the boss of Kiss FM saw her laughing. And of course, anyway, they want to mine whatever that. It's commercial radio. Like someone's laughing. How can we take what is causing that laughter and bring it to our station? So she said, "Who is it? Who is it?" He said, "Oh, this kid on the street team." So he set up a meeting with me.
How good is that?
Yeah, wild. And that was the second week. And the team at the promotions girls were like, "He wants to meet you." And I was unfazed, but I didn't know who this man was. I was completely blind to the world of commercial radio and who these names were and the power that they held. And I thought it was just going to be a get to know you. I walk up the stairs. I'd never seen the studio, right? Because they keep it very separate. That show is a separate bubble in the Kiss FM world, right? They're kind of two separate entities at that point. And I walk up the stairs and I go, "Oh my God, I'm in this studio of this breakfast show. This is insane." Walk up. Sitting there is Kyle Sandilands, Jackie O, and the boss of Kiss. And they go, "Hey, mate, well, I hear you think you're pretty funny." And I'm nervous, but I studied improv, so I'm like, I've just done this.
Cue.
Totally,
Yeah.
this is yes and, of course.
Yeah.
So I jump in and go, whatever I say, I can't remember what I said, something, ridiculous. And they said, "Could you be a chicken? Do you think you could be a chicken?" And then I go, well...
Yeah, well, improv teaches you yes. You take whatever is offered.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the rule of improv.
Yeah.
You say yes and you add. You always add. You never roadblock.
Yeah.
So I go, "Yes, I can." And they loved it. And they said, "Do it, be a chicken." So I squatted, Antoinette, on my knees and like walked around the office in front of the highest paid breakfast radio presenters in the country. And they're dying with laughter. Then that fades. Their attention moves to something else. And I'm just sitting there squatted on the floor.
Like, who needs a CV?
Right.
I mean, you were a squatting CV.
I really was. I like that. Yeah, I might steal that. And then the week later on the Monday, I was on air on the Kyle and Jackie O show as the Cash Cock, their brand new station mascot, a take on the Cash Cow.
Okay, still a straight cash cock at this stage?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. That's a whole other kettle of cock, literally, quite literally. And I did that for 4 years. They'd strap cash to me, and I'd run through the streets of Sydney, and they'd cross to me, and they'd go, "Cash Cock, where are you?" I'm in Balcombe Hills, and I got $10,000, very early in the morning for some cock. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that voice, like it all, the character, the voice, the puns, was all from my improv training. Like I got no direction. You know how radio works. Like do something, make it good. You don't get told how to do it.
Yeah.
So
and if you suck, you'll just get flicked.
You're done. Yeah. So I did it for 4 years. It became their favourite segment. And funnily enough, as that trajectory grew, as the cock grew, so did my career, and I was getting offered shows. But they loved that segment so much, and they couldn't find anyone else that would do it because it's ridiculous.
It's a bit insane.
It's degrading.
And you wore a chicken suit.
It's hot.
Yeah.
And it's painful. I was in hospital twice.
Oh, from like heat stroke.
Blacktown Hospital when I stood on the champagne flute that the bulb had snapped off, and it went straight through my shoe, in the sole, straight into my foot. Through the feathered costume, mind you. On air, didn't drop character. Method. Thank you, Felicity Huffman.
Should be so proud in her prison cell right now. Listening
on a little mini radio. That's my boy. So That's the Cash Cock story. And I loved it. Like, come on, what kid that watched David Letterman and watched Conan O'Brien and saw these dumb bits getting to be one for a brekkie show? Because in this country, we don't really have those late night institutions. It is brekkie drive radio. Radio is so big in the entertainment scene in this world, in this country. So to be a character, I was kind of living my dream. It was very, very cool.
Okay, so from then, obviously you stayed with ARN for several more years. What did you do after that?
So many. I did a lot of shows. So I went into producing. I was 21 when I was the executive producer of the then night show. And looking back, I thought it was a gift because of my skill, as a 21-year-old, but it was because the show was being cancelled.
Okay.
I got offered the job in August, which is in commercial radio a big period of signing and re-signing.
Yes.
Got offered the job in August. Looking back, now knowing that the executives were cancelling that show come October, November. So they said, let's put this kid in, pay him $25 an hour, and he can executive produce. And no, I was the cash cock, for God's sake. And then I was an executive producer.
Yeah, okay.
Loved that show. It taught me a lot. Managing people, there was a lot.
How long were you in that show before it got cancelled? 3 months?
Yeah, 3-4 months.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I took over as the executive producer and anchor on air of the next night show.
Okay. Still at that same right?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
That was clever. They're like, we'll bring him in on a sinking ship and then he'll be glad that he hasn't drowned and we'll give him the same crap pay.
100%.
Yeah.
And that same crap pay stays for a while. Yeah. And I was the anchor, and then that show didn't really work. And because I was already on air, when that show ended a year later, I took over and I had my first ever show, Mitch Till Midnight, which was it was late night. It was 9 till midnight and it was live. And it was so much fun. And
that is so much fun.
It was great. No producer. It was just myself.
Right.
But I loved it. It was like a little playground. I learned a lot in that period,
As so many good things. I mean, you had a good run. A decade in commercial radio is a good run. A decade in any kind of one company in this day and age, particularly for a young person, is a good thing. But you got a bit of a shock late last year when you were told there ain't no room for your cock.
Yeah. And if I had $1, Antoinette, I'd have about $3. It was a shock. It's written everywhere as a shock because it was. It was even a shock, and maybe I'd tell myself this to help me sleep at night, but it was a shock for the network. Like that radio as a whole and that network as a whole is going through a lot of change. The whole industry is. I think radio has a bit of an identity crisis. I mean, you and I are sitting here in a podcast, right? Consumer habits have changed.
Yes.
I kind of tied back to the start of my career. In the way that I would say yes to anything and I was the everything man for that station, I was at the start and I was at the end. I was doing the national night show in every market live, rated its tits off. And then I was also doing pre-drive with Brittany Hockley and Laura Byrne from Life Uncut fame. And I was on 2 national shows. So the pay packet was indicative. I was paid more than I'd ever been before. And I, unfortunately, was on the contract that I got when I was the cash cock. Exactly the same. It was, I can be let go with 4 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
There's no non-compete.
Right.
It was an employee agreement, right?
Yes.
And I was the only presenter at that network.
Talent who's on one of those.
Correct. I hate using the word talent because there's so many talented people in entertainment and in radio. But, it wasn't a talent agreement. They wouldn't, not like my co-hosts, right? So Britt and Laura were safe because they have signed for X amount of time. So they can't be killed.
Yes.
Killed. Like it's Hunger Games.
You've thought about that. You've thought about them being killed.
Clearly, Freudian slip. Thought about being taken out. And that for me, it was 4 weeks notice and all this pay is gone. And it was an external company that came in and did it.
Yes.
So it wasn't as black and white as it sounds. It was pure. It was financial, and that has made it an easier pill to swallow for me.
Yeah, and it often is. Look, I've worked in the media, commercial media, public broadcasting for many years. I've been made redundant twice. I got spectacularly sacked from the ABC. So
is that you? Was it you?
Yeah. So one of the things, and I hope I don't sound insensitive, one of the things I noticed when you were the one to be made redundant was this is not the usual way the story goes. The 2 women stayed as anchors.
Right.
And the bloke got the boot. So I was like, while I feel for anybody in a really ever-changing market, I was also like, this is sad, but also interesting.
Thank you for being honest and not sugarcoating it. You know what? I'm woke. I said, let the girls have the show. I'm progressive king. I said, buck the trend.
That's it.
Let
I love
them have it.
I'll take a fall. But I mean,
funny.
The fall was you went away for 8 months. You had a bit of time.
Yeah.
What did you do in that? I mean, I noticed that you popped up on a social media platform that you ordinarily wouldn't hang out a lot on.
What have you found?
LinkedIn.
Oh.
You did a partnership with LinkedIn.
I did.
Mitch of TikTok, Instagram is now on LinkedIn. He's a grown-up.
Got to be on everything, you know.
Okay.
I didn't know how to set up that profile. That was so stressful. It's a lot, like connections and referrals and No, LinkedIn came to me and they had this great campaign that they thought worked really well with me, and it was good synergy and it worked. And also, full transparency, my radio salary was gone.
Yeah, no, but it was also about finding work, and LinkedIn is a place to find work, and you were looking for work, so they were like, how can we take the chicken guy, put him on, grow him up, put him a serious profile picture.
Yeah, put him in a suit.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was very fleeting. That was only a short job, but I enjoyed it, you know. It's so funny, and this is the same for any job that I've done since leaving a radio network, is you've got so much support at a radio network. It's like that double-edged sword of the support, but then also the red tape and the bureaucracy and the many layers of approval and opinions and appealing to a brand. And when it's purely for social media or for a podcast, you'd know, you have full control, right? But it is also the unlearning of 10 years of commercial radio and seeking approval and being that kid that was given every opportunity and would almost I would dance like a chicken. I would degrade myself to get that opportunity. Well, don't regret it. I'd do it again. But that does things to your head. You know, you have to unlearn those habits.
Right. Okay, so you spent a lot of time in therapy over the past 8 months?
I fired my therapist. She was terrible.
Oh, really? She found too many problems
Shocking.
with you?
Well, she couldn't identify any. I'm so open.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, if I've got issues, please tell me and I'll look back. I have no issue looking within and fixing and rectifying.
Okay.
In a relationship, I don't mind an argument. Let's get to the source. Tell me what I've done and let's fix it.
Okay, so
right?
what was he or she doing?
Nothing. I had a whiteboard, for Christ's sake, and different coloured pens. She's like, the yellow's your mother, the blue's your father, the green, and the little frog sticker is your... I'm like, mate, just please, tell me how to breathe. Tell me how to box breathe.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
like I need basics.
Yeah, right, okay.
But I did go to therapy. I've been to therapy a bunch. I recommend therapy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But I think it's like most things, you've got to shop around to find one that works for you.
Yeah, there was one that was really good, but she was real thin and she kept the heating on. And I'm like, it's too hot, babe.
Is she sweating it out?
Yes. Is this a tactic? I'm like, this is some sort of sick war crime tactic. She's like, get hot and tell me your demons.
Yeah, okay.
I had to leave because I need the aircon, otherwise I sweat. I'm a sweater.
This seems to be like a good segue, sweating.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, here's the jump, sweating.
Shapewear.
I
Because
see it.
I find them sweaty. Like you put them on and then you take them off and then you're just like...
Or sometimes, you know how shapewear has that little sticky layer on the very top so it can stick to your skin? Sometimes the sweat, it melts, it slides right down.
And they promise that these don't slide down. And it's like, have you seen me sweat?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love shapewear so much. And there's no men's shapewear. Did you know that?
Well, isn't there doesn't Skims, I hate to be pushing a Kardashian product because I don't think they need any help pushing it, but my husband has a pair of Skims.
Men's?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Okay,
but it's not like shapewear, but it's definitely like shapewear adjacent.
Correct. It is. And there is stuff that can kind of suck you in as a man, right? But it's not tailored the way that women's shapewear is. Women's shapewear it can give you that hourglass figure. It can suck you in to be a little tube. It can give you curves. It gets the little faux nipples if you want. There's options. But the men is like, you got a beer belly, like, suck it up. It doesn't work as good, I find.
So what shapewear do you like?
Okay, get a pen and paper out, audience, of the briefing.
Let's do it.
I started with Nancy Gans.
Don't even know what that is.
Oh, Nancy Gans is like your nan's shapewear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you went straight to like 70-year-old range. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If there's a white lady funeral director listening, she'd be wearing Nancy Gans. And that's a compliment.
No, I'm going to check them out.
Yeah, you should. You should. Not white lady funerals. You don't need that.
Not yet.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure they'd take me.
Yeah, maybe, who knows? I wonder what their mantra is.
It's very strange. When I say that, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be buried, but I'm not sure that they're going to take care of me. I don't know.
Good on them, though. I mean, the brand equity, like that, we all know white lady funerals. What other funeral company has that much?
I can't
even think of it. Olsen's funerals.
I'd never heard of it.
Really? Yeah, you got a lot of alive family. That's nice. I've had some death recently, so I'm familiar with the funerals. Okay, so Nancy Gans is old, but it doesn't work for male body shapes. Skims is great. Skims is my go-to. This sounds like an ad. It's not. I've tried a bunch. I've never tried the original Spanx brand, which I feel like I should.
Oh, yeah. I like Spanx.
It's good?
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I wear it all the time, only because it sucks you in, right? And I love wearing Spanx.
Are you wearing some now?
No, only for special occasions.
Okay. Mitch.
Sorry, as that came out.
Ouch.
You know why I wear it? When I wear a suit, I wear a lot of suits, red carpets, events, hosting. I wear suits, so I wear it to kind of just suck everything in.
Yeah.
But there's a problem because the female ones aren't made for male anatomy.
Yeah, right.
So they've got an opening at the front.
Yeah.
That would suit a woman.
Yes. Would you just like cut around it?
Yeah, I have. Oh,
you
yeah.
have?
But then they cut the stitching so they spread. So then it's like like when an earthquake happens and the world shifts, it kind of starts to get bigger and bigger.
So Kim Kardashian, if you're listening, which she could be,
Gee,
she probably is.
You've got reach.
Yeah, I've got. There's a market opportunity.
Yeah, there definitely is. Some people, there are people doing it. Jules from Married at First Sight, she's brilliant on social media. She's got a brand that does it as well. So it's coming out. It's emerging. It is emerging.
I just want to take a moment to circle back to commercial radio. And as you mentioned, we are here in a podcast. We're going to talk in a moment about your hybrid sort of podcast late night show.
Yeah.
Obviously, the industry is rapidly changing. What was your reaction when you found out that one of the commercial networks had an AI, like a fake host for 6 months?
Here's my stance on AI. I think we're all very frightened of it because it's such an unknown. We don't really know how it works. And I think we are going to have to get used to the changing landscape where it is a big part of our life because we will all benefit from it in some way. I'm not getting paid by AI, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and fight it. I think it will happen. We are going to get to a point where we will, if we want to get a recipe, there will be a podcast hosted by an AI bot that, like you said, you'll go to just for that recipe. We're not going to listen to it because the banter with this AI recipe and their sous chef is so good. It's going to provide us a service.
Yeah,
we're a very
right.
service-driven society, right? I mean, it's a commercialized world.
Yeah.
I think if we can save time, if we can take a shortcut, we've seen the trends. People are doing it with AI already. That's where it will work. But in entertainment, I truly don't think they'll be able to replicate. Or they'll listen to hours of your show.
It'll take a while, but soon they'll try and emulate banter and humour and all the rest. It's just going to take a bit more time.
Have you seen that video that's going big on TikTok at the moment of AI screaming?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. It's because you can talk to AI now.
Yeah.
And you go, AI, scream for me. And it sounds like a shy little gay boy. It's beautiful. It goes, ah.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you. It's hilarious.
But can an AI squat in a chicken suit on a champagne flute?
Okay. No, I wasn't squatting on the champagne flute. That's a very different kind of content.
I was like, what were you doing? How did the champagne flute go through your leg?
I ran on it.
Oh, you ran.
I run with the cash strapped to me.
Okay.
And then whoever tackles me to the ground first gets the cash. It's sick. It's Squid Game. We invented Squid Game before Squid Game. Sell it to Netflix, kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my voice is still being used as a cash cock too. I'm like, shit, they've got that in perpetuity. That was in the contract. Like,
it was. It's so fun because you were so young.
Yeah,
like
I was a
back then,
kid.
you would just sign anything and be excited,
I know,
to be involved. But you had a really great run.
I had a great run. Oh, yeah, no negativity. I love radio and I love entertainment. So I'm blessed to have even have done it. And you know what? I really think that I get a lot of messages from young kids in wanting to get in entertainment. And I tutored it after the radio school a little bit. And they...
So like, bitches, you didn't accept me, but now I'm tutoring.
100%. Yeah. Like, now I'm a dean. Give me an honorary doctorate in radio and broadcast plays. And the kids ask me, like, how do I get into radio? What do I do? Do I go regional? Do I go to, Janolan Caves FM and do a brekkie show? And I go, do not do that.
Yeah. Well, that used to be the pathway.
Of course, used to be the pathway.
Yeah.
And I had that brilliant pathway. I was very lucky. I started in metro radio with no experience and then ended in metro radio. That doesn't happen.
That's abnormal,
It is abnormal. I would say start Twitch, get a microphone, go to Rode, get a Rode microphone, get a little, it'll cost you $500, ask for it for Christmas and start streaming and post those clips to TikTok and have a point of difference and go for it. And you will be on you won't be on commercial radio. You'll have an audience of your own. You can commercialize it yourself. You own the full IP and you're not beholden to an executive or a board that don't understand your vision.
Let's talk about your new vision because you are independent and you're doing something exciting and new and very hybrid. Tell us about it.
It is. So the Mitch Churi Chat Show is live in the world now and it's a video podcast. It's also an audio podcast. It's both.
Yeah.
And it is my take on a chat show. It is, I say, Call Her Daddy meets Graham Norton. It can be whatever it wants out of that variety late night world and it can also be the best of the celebrity moments that we are obsessed with on our feeds. Like my uncle, my mum, my dad, they use Facebook in a very rudimentary way, but they're obsessed with the Graham Norton clips. We've all seen those Graham Norton interview
I still
moments.
watch Graham Norton reruns on Channel 10,
As
which
do
is
I.
just weird. The only thing I do on Channel 10.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like
Yeah.
but he's in a league of his own.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
incredible. And then the Call Her Daddy clips. Like, maybe you've never listened to Call Her Daddy with Alex Cooper, but I guarantee you've seen the clips of her talking to heaps of stars. In this country, in Australia, we don't have a late night culture. We did when we had Rove.
Yeah.
We did in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Graham Kennedy, Steve Vizard. Australian entertainment, you watch the Logies and they revere these Bert Newtons and they revere these Don Lanes.
Yeah.
And there isn't that in this generation. It's bizarre that we were founded on
they're
that.
very expensive to make.
100%.
They tend to be expensive to make. But you've got this new set, and I watched your clip talking through all your furniture and your colour, and I thought it was so fucking wild, but I kept watching. I was like, that is a nice corduroy couch.
I'm so glad you liked it. It's so odd.
It was so odd.
I know, it's camp, it's silly, it's stupid, you know? Like it can be whatever I want it to be.
Yeah.
So I do 2 episodes a week. One is audio podcast with my producer, one of my best friends, Grace. And we unpack pop culture, celeb. And we have a lot of fun and have a lot of laughter there. And then the second episode is purely celeb. And our first guest was Tyra Banks, which was incredible.
Jesus.
Yeah, she was brilliant.
That's a great get.
Yeah, great get. And she was in studio live and hasn't done one podcast while she's lived here for 2 years. And
wow, why did she choose you?
She is a chat show host herself.
Yeah.
My initial pitch was denied. My second pitch was denied. And then I gave it some time.
Did you bond over shapewear?
No, I should have. I didn't even bring up shapewear. Brought up Botox, which she doesn't get any of. I love.
No.
Yeah, I know, it shocks me.
Yeah.
Because she looks so good.
Yeah.
She was so funny because I don't drink. And I said to her in the interview, I'm like, I don't drink, Tyra. She said, well, I've just started drinking. Australia made me drink.
Yeah.
Which was so funny. And I said, what do you drink? And she says, I go to Liquorland.
Liquorland.
And she goes, what's the other one with the green man, the angry man? I'm like, Dan Murphy's? She's like, yeah, too expensive. I like Liquorland.
I've never thought of Dan Murphy's as the angry man.
Angry green man. But it's
Yeah.
hilarious that Tyra Banks is at Liquorland
Yeah.
in her own boots.
Do you really think she's at Liquorland though?
I think she is.
Yeah,
I do.
right.
Her entourage was not as
But
big
did
as
she
I
tell
expected.
you what she drinks?
Tawny and port.
Okay.
Because she likes a sweet. She's got a sweet tooth. I mean, she has an ice cream company now in Sydney.
Okay.
So she likes sweet things. So she likes that dessert wine.
Okay.
But the interview was like so sweet and so special. Anyway, how I got her, the initial pitch was they said, look, Tyra doesn't do podcasts. She's a chat show host. She loves something different. She loves entertainment. She loves that whole world. She loves something that isn't the same. So we took the pitch. We had the set built and I filmed a video and I said, this is what it could be. And that won her over of, it's a little different. It is, I had this idea for the Mitch Churi chat show. I took it to TV networks, production companies, and they all really liked it. But they were confused as to how it could work in a new age, right?
Part of the reason people go viral on YouTube is because of the clickability, because of clickbait, because of rage bait or whatever, because the more views you get, the more money you make. How do you plan to balance that? Well, the need for commercial viability and still kind of being yourself.
Look, I think the benefit of YouTube and TikTok and social media is that algorithm. Like the algorithm be algorithming.
Mm-hmm.
It will show your content to like-minded individuals, to people who love that kind of content, that love comedy, that love entertainment, that love celeb.
Yeah.
So if you're watching a Call Her Daddy or a Graham Norton clip, the algorithm will pump mine up and it'll put it there.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. I know that my content sometimes, I don't know if it's the algorithm, it gets service to people that don't like me. Even last night, I had a comment on one of my videos doing the tour of the chat show set. I'm so proud of this set. Yeah. And someone said, another government-funded woke piece of bullshit. Do you think that I'm being given a grant by the government? Let's break this down. Because I'm gay? Like, is that it? Because if I was a straight man, you wouldn't have said that. Because no, straight man wouldn't get a government-funded grant. So because I'm potentially, you perceive me as an outwardly effeminate man, or I'm dressed a certain way, or I'm on this camp chat show set, I got a government grant?
Yeah.
And if I did, I would have applied for it. If there was one, I'd apply for it, mate. I'd take it.
Yeah.
But that thinking is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
So it already gets filtered in. Someone else just said, You're not gonna turn me gay, mate. Stop trying.
Jesus.
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Sir? It's
yeah.
odd. So I don't know if that's the algorithm going, let's send this here because we know it'll drive comments and it drives interaction.
Yeah.
Or if they're seeking it out, which if it is, that's,
they've got some issues to work
Correct,
through.
correct. So look, to answer your question, tying it back to commercialization, I'm finding from a commercial radio background, brands are loving working on an independent show. Genuinely.
Great.
Yeah. So my launch partner is with Appliances Online.
Yes.
They've been amazing. And they are like, look, we've done TV and radio for so long. It's so fun to have your creative vision. And if they want to do an ad or they want to do sponsored content, they can call me and go, look, we've got this sale. Like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, what's your birthday sale? So like, it's my 30th as well at the end of the month. Like, I want to like, what if we? And they're loving it.
Yeah.
So I'm having no issues so far with commercialization and the algorithm. Bring it on, I say. You know.
What can you tell us about future guests?
Future guests. I had a chat with Rosie O'Donnell's team, which is looking promising.
Yay.
I love that. I love Rosie.
Yeah, a legend.
Yeah, a legend. That'd be great. I love everything she's doing. Anti-Trump, like, good on you. A lot of
oh my
pop
God,
stars.
that's going to get some really interesting comments in your YouTube feed. Just wait for that.
I know.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I love it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
And Parvati Shallow's coming on. Parvati won Survivor. Big icon in the culture and entertainment. Teddy Swims is coming on. Tones and I is going to come on.
Oh, amazing.
You know, I am a commercial radio presenter in my blood, so I've got a lot of connections in that pop music space. There's one that I really am trying to get. Sabrina Carpenter. I've interviewed 4 times.
Okay.
And when Sabrina was a Disney girl, because Sabrina was in this really big. I love that you're getting all my niches: politics, pop, like
all of it.
We need a drink, babe. We
you need to start drinking.
I do.
Well, let's go to the Angry Man Murphys and get some port.
Good callback. That's funny. Sabrina, I've interviewed 4 times, and this was in her Disney days. In her contract originally, get this, was like a prisoner of war contract. She was signed into like a 12-album deal, and she had to produce. So Sabrina's current albums, not her first and second, this is like her 9th and 10th as a part of this really historic contract that a lot of artists fall into, sign because they're kids, they're taken advantage of, they're getting paid jack all, and they put out this terrible music. So anyway, I interviewed her when she was putting out music that wasn't really resonating, and we hit it off. We were both like drama nerds. I'm a drama kid, a little gay boy. She loves that. It's her whole aesthetic. She's Disney. She loves that drama. And we hit it off. We had a 6-minute interview slot, went for 30 minutes. We DM on Instagram, and then she blew up, and I left Kiss. And I'm like, I wonder if she remembers the connection that we had. And I go back and watch the old clips, and it's like,
does she remember the connection that
I haven't interviewed her since. She's been her
but
star.
has she responded to your DM? I mean, she'd get a lot of DMs.
No, she unfollowed me, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I think
it wasn't her; it was her people.
correct. It's her team. She's so big, she can't be talking to Aussie radio presenters. No. And she did have a massive clean out. So I'm not offended. Like I said, therapy. Thank you to that hot, sweaty therapy session because I let that go. But I can't wait for that interview moment where it's like, we had that moment, connection. And I'm lucky I've got that with a lot of these. Dua Lipa, I had her on the phone when she was like 22, when she released a collaboration with Martin Garrix, some DJ, like she was a nobody. And you kind of foster those relationships and you see these artists grow. So I'm in a lucky position that I've done that for so long that in this country, with shows like The Project being axed on Channel 10. Yeah, the morning show, morning TV I love. I do love TV, but it serves a purpose.
And it serves a different age group entirely. Sabrina Carpenter, I don't think most people watching Sunrise would know who she is.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Different audience, different time, different style of content. I'm not a writer. Like I dropped out of uni. I dropped out of a media communications journalism degree. And that way of learning is not for me, Maybe it's mild ADHD, but I struggle with writing. So, sketch not for me, but improv. And that's why radio is so good because you turn the mics on and it can just be you. And I really thrive in that
environment. And no producer and 3 hours of evening radio.
Some of the things I said, if cancel culture was alive and well back in 2018, I'd be done.
Oh, this has been so much fun.
We have a lot in common.
We are so similar.
Am I the male version of you?
Sure, but
Spanx?
you have to try Spanx. You've got to try the OG Spanx. You've got to try the OG Spanx.
Okay, all right, leave it with me. Next episode.
And do some investigation about white lady funerals for me.
I will. Not that you're going to need them anytime soon, but I will. I'll text it to you, all the details.
Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here. So I'm such an interviewer. Thank you for being here.
I mean, sure, I'll go on your show, Mitch, if you want me to be there.
Well, do you want another scoop?
Let's do it.
What I'm trying to do is I want to have multiple guests on the couch like what Graham Norton does.
Oh.
So I'd love you.
Do you have an ejector? Can you eject me?
No, I have a door on the set, and people can leave and come and go through the set. So it's like a
Okay.
functioning door.
Yeah.
So we don't have the budget for a trap door yet. Thank you very much. And what do you? Am I about to be dropped out? Do you have the Jess Rowe big small talk hole in the floor? Yes, I'd love to have you on. But like, imagine you with like a Jess Malboy and then a Sabrina Carpenter. Like the mix, the conversation, your intelligence and wit with the pop energy. Like it would just. it'd be nice.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, let me know how you go with Sabrina.
Okay,
We'll keep me
do.
posted.
Oh, so you'll come after Sabrina.
Yeah.
Waiting for me to hit.
come with Sabrina.
Okay, all right. There's that Antoinette that we all know. Huh?
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you.
And you can catch the Mitch Churi Chat Show on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. It's now time for the weekend list. It's where Helen Smith and we swap notes. We swap notes on what we've been watching and eating and doing and listening to and make recommendations. Honestly, you can make of them what you will, but I always find Helen Smith discovers things that I would never have considered. So Helen Smith, what is it this week?
This week I'm recommending something that The Briefing has actually put out. It's called The Beefing. So, The Briefing, The Beefing.
It's so clever. I got to say, I love it. I love the name already.
Yeah, it's like the pun play on words, but it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's very topical and zeitgeisty. We always talk about, feuds and beefs and two ideas that challenge each other, two people that challenge each other. For example, this week, the two EPs that we put out for the launch, we had Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Versus his family, the Kennedys, who was, Trump's health secretary that's been in the news lately. Yeah. And then we also put out the AFL versus homophobia.
So it's not just like Taylor Swift versus Zendaya or something or whatever. I mean, but sometimes that might happen.
Yeah, 100%. Like we can be celebrities feuding, but it's also political ideas that are feuding, sporting people that are feuding, or even just ideas and feelings.
It's so clever. And I'm not just saying this because I am part of the briefing team because, honesty is my ammo. But I think it's really clever because it is so applicable and people love a bit of biffo. Yeah. And they need to know what happened and who said what.
And they're short as well. We're only trying to do them, 5 to 10 minutes max. So they're short. They're just one of us explaining a beef or breaking it down, telling you everything you need to know, and that's about it. So it's a lot of fun doing them. I love them.
That's so great.
And if anyone does have beefing ideas or something that they want to break down, DM us.
Yeah, I think that's a really great idea because sometimes even I see things in the headlines and I'm like, sometimes it's two influencers and it's like, what happened? Why is this influencer upset with this influencer? And I would love somebody to tell me in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, look, that's what we're doing. The beefing. It's just a new segment. We're popping in the feed Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. So watch out for that, and we'd love your feedback. We always love your feedback.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so my first recommendation is a Canadian singer called Charlotte Cardin. I am obsessed with her. I have no idea how I came across her. She's so talented. She writes her own music, but she also sings in French. I think she's from Montreal, the French-speaking part of Canada. Yeah. She's just got the voice of an angel. I don't know how I would describe her music. It's like pop soul. It's also one of those things where I'm surprised that she's not bigger, like she hasn't exploded because I watch sometimes, I listen on Spotify or whatever, or sometimes I watch her live performances on YouTube and I'm like, bish, I cannot tell the difference between your live performance and so check her out in the show notes, Charlotte Cardin. She's just beautiful. And I also like sharing this with you because usually I come with you to you with an artist and you're like, yeah, Antoinette, they peaked in like 2017.
But I don't know this one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Also, I love it. Do you know what she's saying in French?
No idea.
No, yeah.
No idea what she's saying. But I love it anyway.
Nice.
It sounds so great.
French is a really nice one. Yeah. I love that. I'm definitely going to check that out because I also love listening to music that I don't know what they're saying, but it's pretty. Now, my next recommendation is kind of a half recommendation. It's looking into your nail polish. So, this is because at the start of this month, the European Union banned an ingredient that's commonly found in gel nail polish that you get at the salon and then you go under those little UV lights, right? Yep. And they go hard. So the substance is, I'm just going to use the nickname TPO because I cannot, it's a very long scientific name. But pretty much this TPO, it makes the nail polish go hard or quick dry under the UV lights that you put under the little thing. It has been linked to causing cancer and also fertility issues. But I think it's a little bit over the top here. Yes, the European Union has banned it, right? It's not TPO, it's not banned in Australia. It's also not banned in the US. Look, it's not great. It's pretty dangerous, but only the studies have been done on animals. So there haven't actually been any studies on humans. And you know Michelle Wong that we've had on before on the Weekend Briefing, she actually said that every ingredient at some point is going to harm. It's just a matter of the dose. So it's how much we're having in this nail polish. The exposure of TPO that people are experiencing in nail polish is actually quite low. But if you're a nail biter like me, right, and you're a little bit and you kind of are concerned about it, probably not great to be eating it. So, so my recommendation is look into your nail polish. If you go to the salon, if you get them done, I've switched to S&S because TPO is not in S&S. So just have a look. Look what's actually in your nail polish, especially if you're eating it accidentally like me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a good recommendation, especially if you're eating it. But also how you mentioned, like, if you look into a lot of ingredients, at one point many are classified carcinogenic and there are different levels of carcinogenic and people go, oh my God, cancer causing, oh my God.
So,
and then freak out. I mean, have some concern. Maybe just have a closer look.
Yes.
Before you freak out.
And just look at the ingredients. Yeah. That's all you can do.
Okay, very good. And maybe also try stop eating your nails.
Yeah.
Lifelong habit, hard to undo.
What can you do?
Okay, so my recommendation is to check out the Wheeler Centre. And yes, I did just do a live show in Melbourne for the Wheeler Centre. That is not why I'm recommending it, but more because they are a Melbourne-based organisation that run literary events and live events and poetry events and different reasons kind of to come together. But they run events all around the country. So often they're in collaboration. I only realised recently, it's like, why is the Wheeler Centre doing something in Perth? Why is the Wheeler Centre doing something in regional New South Wales? So they collaborate with other organisations to help bring out speakers and writers and poets and whatever. What I really like about the shows that they put on is they're quite accessible. You can go and watch an amazing international guest or whatever, and it's like $25.
Yeah. Which is good.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
Like that's probably on par with watching a movie at Hoyt's or one of the big cinemas.
Oh, yeah, cheaper, honestly.
And so if you go to wheelercentre.com or head to their Instagram page, you'll get to see, and it really is like quite a variety because sometimes they're musicians, sometimes they're poets, sometimes it's a poetry slam, sometimes it's a live debate. And I think they do great work and it's not too expensive and it can be a bit of fun. Yeah. And I think sometimes you can find your crowd. So when I was there last weekend, the same time as the AFL semi-finals or whatever, I think it's semi-finals.
Yes,
and I could tell that these people are not footy heads, but they want somewhere to congregate and have a glass of wine and do something that doesn't involve tackling.
You weren't at the AFL semi-final,
I was not at the AFL semi-final. And neither were people in the room. So check out the Wheeler Centre. That is my recommendation.
I like that one. And yeah, I agree. They do great events everywhere. So
everywhere.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay, that is it from us. Thanks so much for hanging out. We love your feedback. So yes, give us some pointers on the beefing, a beef that we may not know about or a beef that you want broken down. Tell us what you think about this chat with Mitch Churi. Did you have as much fun listening as I did chatting with him? And you can rate and review every episode. We love that feedback. We read it all, even the critical stuff, because, sometimes we have to self-reflect. We don't always get it right. But that is it from me. The team will be back in your headphones on Monday with the headlines and a fascinating deep dive. Look after one another.
Listener.